Hotep, Black Power, as always, giving honor to the ancestors, giving honor to the Creator, giving honor to my sister, Chief of Staff, Brother Harris Abdul, the Street Lost Soldiers, my in-laws, my father, and all of you, and all of the ancestors, and everyone who's fighting for the liberation and salvation of the black nation. One thing I wanted to discuss with y'all, which is so, it's fucking, disturbed me to no end right now. And that's this, how they continue to infeminize and demasculize the black male. I mean, this shit has become an epidemic. And I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. It's fucking disgusting. Now, we're talking about the feminization of the black male. Give me a second. This is the shit I'm talking about. The feminization of the black male. What part of the motherfucking game is this? What part of the game is this? Let's be straight about this. Where in the fuck did we go wrong to put us in the direction that our men are becoming fucking women? Not only becoming women, they desire to be women. Yes, I know that white supremacy is targeted primarily at the black male for his total destruction and annihilation on the planet. But yet I believe a lot of you motherfuckers are giving in to this shit. A lot of you are giving in. And I believe that the chromosome imbalance may be by one chromosome. Some of you are running with that shit instead of trying to balance that shit out. And you can balance those chromosomes, and you can balance that shit out with if you eat raw fruits and vegetables, drink plenty of water, do a lot of exercises, and take in a strong alpha male frequency and vibration into your daily being. You can overcome that, imbalance. I'm talking now, don't get me wrong, I'm talking about someone that may have a chromosome imbalance by one chromosome. However, back to the subject matter. This is where we are at. The black male. Now, they just announced yesterday, these two motherfucking faggots have been selected over women. Over women, they were picked to be Los Angeles Rams cheerleaders. These two faggots are NFL cheerleaders for the Los Angeles Rams. And they are honored. These motherfuckers been on all the major networks. They've been on all these TV shows. They've been all on these news shows, making tons of money, making these appearances, doing all types of, speeches and lectures and all of this shit, and as you can see, they are smiling. This is the results of white supremacy, racism, white supremacy. Dr. Neely Fuller, he told us that back in the 60s. Dr. Frances Cress Wilson, may she, rest in power, and that elder queen told us over and over and over and over and over again about the feminization of the black male. 1 second. If you look in, the ISIS paper, please, brothers and sisters, the strong brothers and sisters, the soldiers that are left, please get this book, the ISIS paper, by Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. And the chapter 9 is called The Motherfucker and the Original Motherfucker. She wrote that in June of 1976. And she explained to us all of this shit that's taking place today. And even in Hidden Colors, she said that the pants being sagging, they were going to go down further and further until finally some of these guys were going to completely come out of the pants and go into a dress or a skirt. And, you know, she was not lying. She foresaw this shit coming. You know, I'm really fucked up about this. We need to take a strong approach, a mass approach into gathering and picking up and scooping up all of these babies, primarily the male babies, and start being mentors, parents. A parent doesn't have to be biologically connected, you know, and don't feel ashamed or fucked up or less than if you have a family and you extend yourself, because I give people like that even more credit, because I have had aunts and uncles and back in the day that have done that, had families, but they still extended out and adopted more children because they needed parents. And they need that total component of a male and female. See, some of this shit is a result of this shit about, you know, some of you sisters saying I'm the mother and the father. So they thinking that, you know, the father's supposed to act like a woman. If you're supposed to be the mother and the father, and if the boy is following everything that you do, if you're not a lesbian, if you are a straight queen, and he's following everything you do, then he's going to become a queen. You cannot teach a boy how to be a man, and this is the result. This is the result of some of that type of that mindset, and it's going to get worse and worse if we don't step up, if we don't take a mass approach, mandatory mass emergency epidemical approach as scooping up all of these babies and begin to be parenting, even the baby girls, even the females, the males and the females, start scooping them up being parents. They don't have to live with you. They don't have to do none of that. If you can just, you know, spend time with them and get and help them, you know, connect and get on that particular vibration and that frequency, you know, with what you're giving out, then that's work. That's work. But to totally ignore it and then you sit back and say, look at this shit, when that's like participating in the destruction of the black male. And this is also the result of a lot of you sisters trying to be men, trying to control men, trying to run men, because they may not have any money, they may not have any a job, or whatever their circumstances may be. They may be on the outs, but still standing tall. And you allow this cracker to tell you, you know, to belittle this man. Because some of you do that. And this is the result of that. Some of you belittle your husband, your significant other, but you put your pastor on the pedestal, you put your motherfucking professor, you put your teacher, you put your white supervisor, you put your fucking white colleagues, and all of them on pedestals, and the brother that's going to ride with you to the end and die with you or for you or both, You put him at the bottom based on maybe his economic status. Because this is just a portion of the destruction of the black male. But I'm gonna we're gonna cover that in a minute. But let me continue on, and and these what they do to our babies. They are in training, and they have TV shows with these boys, flipping and gyrating, and the cracker loves this. He loves to see the black male act like a woman, or on a woman vibration and frequency. They love this. They sit back and laugh at this shit because it's destroying the planet. And some of you mothers co-sign this bullshit. And I need to ask you mothers of these boys, how in the fuck do you sleep at night? When you sold your baby's manhood for some goddamn money and to be on national television. You sold his soul for your 30 pieces of silver that you could. Why couldn't you get it? What was wrong with you getting on there flipping and doing the shit that women are supposed to do? You put your son up there. And you take pride in that shit. Because the cracker approves of that. And then y'all wonder why, some of these men, walk out and leave some of y'all. Because they can't stomach this shit. You won't allow men to discipline your sons, even if they're not biologically related, even if they are. You're too hard on him and all of this shit. And it's a goddamn shame. This is part of the annihilation of the black male. And then some of you sisters wonder why you can't find a man. I'm totally fucking pissed at this shit, man. And it's just an NFL player. This is what they do. This is how they disguise themselves as masculine, strong males, athletic males. This is a disguise now. To be buffed and to be cut up and all that bullshit. It's a disguise with a lot of these NFL players. Because there's more NFL players that are gay than in NBA players that are gay. And it appears that Major League Baseball, it appears that they have zero tolerance. I've never heard of nothing gay in the National Baseball League. Nothing. Which is a predominantly white sport. But the predominantly black sport, you have this gay shit. This Michael Sams and just like Barack Obama, his punk ass. When Michael Sams announced that he was a fucking faggot, Obama called this motherfucking faggot's house personally and thanked him. Thanked him for being a motherfucking faggot. What kind of shit is that? What part of the game is that shit? The president of the United States calls a faggot and tells him, I appreciate you. You have a lot of heart. I wish the best for you. You are an example to men. He told him all this shit for announcing that he was a motherfucking faggot, a cocksucking faggot. Let me just go on. And I wanted to talk about this Howard University tragedy where these coward Jew university, because it's ran by, y'all think it's a HBC. That's just a cover. Howard University is ran by white Jews. That's why Dr. Khalid Muhammad, may he rest in power, called it coward Jew University. Now, they had a situation where they had 6 employees that were stealing money. They stole almost $2 million. Now, the fucked up part about this shit is that, they and now before I go any further, that's the part of the campus that when these guys are pledging, these alphas and Qs and all this, this is the part when they run, this is the sidewalk that they run down when they, have on women's panties in the wintertime, no shoes and socks, no other clothes on but some women's panties, and then they run across there hollering at whatever, fraternity they in, and then, eating dog food out of dog food bowls and all that bullshit, pledging. Which is some Greek shit, which is, when you even say the word Greek, the first thing that comes to mind, comes to my mind when the term Greek is mentioned, is homosexuals. Because that's all Greece and Rome was consisted of. That Greek stepping and, putting their legs like women. That Greek shit, man. But anyway, they had 6 employees still, and they almost stole close to $2 million of the student loan money. And you may not be able to see this picture in the corner, but that's a picture of a haberdashery with leather bags, Chanel bags, and all this Gucci bags, and Crocs and Gators, and all this type of shit. Which some of the employees were dressing like that. One employee stole. He bought $500,000 in clothes. Now, I could see if they were stealing the money and giving it to brothers and sisters that needed tuition to get in, and made it seem like that was their money that they were putting in. I could see if something like that was to take place. But these niggas do the nigga shit. They did the nigga shit. Went to the mall, because you want to look good, hoping that you feel good, because most people that dress up every day have very low self-esteem. They have a very low self-image and self-esteem, and they figure if they put it on and look good, they may feel good if they get enough compliments, because they don't feel that good about themselves. You got black people, niggas wear their wealth. Well, they're not wealth and being rich is two different things. But niggas wear their money, niggas drive their money. And then you see a lot of photos with, these young boys with money, Mayweather and all of them, having, stacks and stacks and stacks of paper. Which means fear, because you're afraid, or that you're going to lose this money at some point. So, in case when it does go away, or when it's taken away by the cracker, because they give it to you, then they take it back, at least you'll have a photo memory of something that you had. And so it's really fear. And you never seen not near Warren Buffett, you never seen Gates, Rockefeller, Not even rock stars. Kid Rock, you never seen Mick Jagger. You never seen none of them take pictures with money, with any currency. Only niggas do that. Only niggas do that. Black people that are wealthy, that are conscious, that give back to the community, which is a small motherfucking portion of you all, you Negroes. You know, like 0.5%. You know, that are conscious and want to give back to the community, and you're putting the money into the right places. You don't have to go around, you know, go back in the hood where you grew up at and throw up $5 and $10, $20 bills in the air and have people scramp. That's ignorance as well. But I'm talking about putting money back in the community as far as a rec center, you know, book drive. You know, stop that turkey giveaway bullshit. It's okay to do that, but you know, let somebody else do it. You want to be known for that shit. You want to have a shine on. Let somebody else do that. Let someone else do it. And you find something bigger and major to do to uplift the community. Put the rec center and the shelter in. Battered women's, you know, a domestic violence house for women. You know, vocational house for men. Vocational building for men. Residential. Because some of our brothers that have been incarcerated most of their lives, they don't have habilitational skills. They don't have any type of skills. So you have two types of rehabs. You have rehabilitational and you have habilitational. Rehab is for people who were functioning in society at one point or most of their lives, and then they fell off and got caught up in some things that were not healthy. And so they need to get back on track because they know what to do. Once their minds are clear. Habilitation is long term. Those are people who, you know, never had a job, always went to jail, don't have any vocational, no social skills, don't know how to speak to anyone. The addiction is less than 100 words. And you know, they never read a book, you know, because you got a lot of brothers, you know, that been in prison for years and never read a book. Glanced through the Bible, you know, became a Muslim, never read the Quran, you know, don't know not one surah or not one verse in the Bible, you know, and, you know, all they know is, you know, getting high in prison, you know, getting with the boys, chasing boys and all that shit, you know, buying fuck books and, you know, making oodles and noodles all motherfucking day, watching soap operas, waiting on a visit, you know, and that's a small percentage, you know, but the larger percentage of brothers in there are functioning, you know, pushing that fucking pen. Pushing that motherfucking pen. And I know some brothers who know how to push a fucking ink pen. And can make some miraculous shit happen with a ink pen and 5 or 6 sheets of paper. And can make some significant changes. You know, and those are the ones that they want to keep incarcerated. Because they are the threats to white genetic survival. Because once they get out and begin to share their talents and their gifts and their skills with others, we become dangerous. And this is what the cracker said back in the 60s. The most dangerous thing next to a nuclear bomb is an intelligent, conscious black man. Henry Kissinger just said that. Zbigniew Brzezinski said it. He wrote that in his book. You know, but back to Howard, where these 6 employees stole almost $2 million. And now the president of Howard, you know, and let's be real. They passing the buck now. How is it that the president of Howard, that the dean, none of them knew that this money was being stolen? Tell that shit to an infant baby. You know, the money that comes in, that's the money that makes the campus run. That's the money that pays the bills. And you mean to tell me you knew nothing about it? And the way that you know the wealth of any school, whether it's high school, junior high, elementary, or college campus, is the faculty parking lot. From the dean, the principal on down. If you see what they're driving, that lets you know the wealth of that school. And it's no way that no one knew this money was taken. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. And you know, wherever this bitch goes, wherever she's at, or wherever she's been at, it's some destruction that takes place. And this punk is an Howard alumni that comes there, that comes to the campus often throughout each year. He might have known. We don't know. You know, so my suggestion, you know, would be to not only reimburse the students, but my concern is, what about the students that weren't admitted into the university based on the fact that they didn't have the money to get into the school? What about those that struggled? That passed the SATs and everything, you know. But then, when they got turned down, they had to resort to this, drug dealing. Because their dreams have been fucking shattered. Because somebody dropped the ball. Let's help them. Let's go track them down. And give them the tuition money. So they can become graduates as part of your punishment, part of your restitution. Restorative justice, if you will. Because the people that did have the money, where their parents worked all their lives, took their 401k, took their life insurance, took their burial plan money, took their life savings. You know the money that they get up and work from can't see in the morning to can't see at night, taking all the shit off them motherfucking crackers, for 20 and 30 and 40 motherfucking years. All the money that they were able to save up to get their son or daughter into college. And then these niggas, take the money and go shopping and go buy lizards and Crocs and all this bullshit, just to sit in the office, sit in the faculty office, with your motherfucking legs crossed, with those people's motherfucking hard-earned money. And I'm willing to bet anything that at least 2, if not 3, of those motherfuckers that stole that money had parents that were financially okay. In other words, they didn't have to do it. And if those things don't take place, then it should be some stiff goddamn prison time. Because it's about time, you know, and I don't give a fuck if they look like me. You know, they shattered a lot of people's dreams. They shattered a lot of people's dreams. They fucked over a lot of people. You know, and some of them niggas are the same motherfucking ones that cross their arms and, you know, browbeat a motherfucker to death and, you know, have a cigar in their mouth, you know, and sit back and think that they're cut above the other slaves out there on the streets. Especially brothers that are incarcerated that are much stronger than you. You know, I'm not like those Negroes in the hood. I've managed to come up from the hood and, you know, I graduated cum laude in my class. You know, I was valedictorian. You know, one of them type of motherfucking niggas. You know, one of them boot-licking ass niggas. Send his ass to the motherfucking pen. Send him to the penitentiary. You know, because, you know, that's part of the effeminization of the black male. Now, let me get back to you all and run this by you so you won't forget how this shit goes. Of the process of the destruction of the black male. What they do, if you live in the hood and you can't afford to go to college, you don't have any type of scholarship because you can't jump over a building like a goddamn ape with a basketball. So what they do, you work for the private sector. You get out here and work at McDonald's or Wendy's or some shit like that. Then you get frustrated because that's nothing. So you try your hand at hustling. You get knocked off because you really don't know the game. Now you're a convicted felon. You can't vote. You can't purchase a firearm. Can't join the military. You can't work in the government. So what do? That puts you out of every motherfucking thing. And this shit is designed and is set up like that for the destruction of the black male. And so a lot of these boys that's raised by their mothers and you know, and those who are just, you know, afraid, they don't have that other component of discipline to toughen them up, to make them strong mentally and physically and emotionally and